Joe, welcome, my people. Welcome to yet another episode. And in this episode, I want us to push forward in terms of trading psychology. And I want us to talk about a very key common issue that always erupt in the financial markets. And this is when you have a streak of losing trades. So, how do you stay calm after a losing streak? Basically, what you're going to talk about is how to reset your brain or your trading brain after having a streak of losing a losing streak. All right. So in the financial market, sometimes all we want to do is make money, make money, make money. But again, losing is also part of it's also part of the game, because again, no one who makes profits all the time 100%. So there are times that probably you make some losses. Even for the experienced traders, you can have a streak of losing trades, maybe 3, 4, 5 losing trades. So how are you able to reset your brain back again into the market so that you can be able to focus? And that's what we are going to be looking at today. So welcome, sit and relax, have a pen and a book whereby you'll be able to take some key pointers that maybe probably will resonate with you. My name is Timothy Carrier, your research and market analyst. All right. So when we talk about having a losing streak, of course, what a losing streak does is the emotional impact. All right. So it causes some emotional impact. There is that emotional impact that comes with the losing streak. And what we are really discussing here, what is really of essence for you to be able to understand this topic or this particular discussion, you need to understand that when you have like a losing streak, of course, what comes in after that, we have fear. Which comes in, we have frustration. So you feel frustrated, of course, because you're losing money, there is that frustration. Then there will be fear, right? So it might culminate in the aspect of fear, such that you might be able to see even a good setup, but because of that fear of losing, because you have lost maybe probably quite some huge chunk of money, so it instills fear in you that you might not be able to take that particular trade. All right. So then there is that maybe probably self-doubt. It might maybe probably self-doubt might probably build up very quickly, whereby maybe probably you start self-doubting. Maybe you stop having confidence in yourself. You start seeing yourself like you are the mistake. Like maybe probably you don't understand what forex is, or you don't understand that particular strategy. Okay, so those are likely key things that are likely to happen when you have a streak of losing trade. I believe at one point you can be able to resonate with these pointers that I'm talking about. So losing streak basically it triggers the emotional exhaustion, because you feel exhausted emotionally. You feel like you don't want to do this again. You feel like maybe probably you want to quit. Okay. But before you quit, let me remind you, it's good to remind yourself why you first of all began. Okay. Because again, like we have always said, anytime you are trading, you need to have a plan. Okay. So if you already in forex trading or in the financial market and you don't have a plan, then this is the time you need to pause this video and start having a plan. You can post this video, go in my YouTube channel and look at the video that I did about the trading plan, and I'll be able to put it in the description of this video, so that now you can start with purpose, because you have to have a plan. So if you're not trading with a plan, therefore you are gambling, and things might not end up well. And that's one of the reasons why, by the way, you might have maybe probably some losing streak. So if this losing streak is not really well managed, what happens is that it might lead even to revenge trading, because you'll have maybe probably 2 losses consecutive or 3 losses consecutive. Then because you really want to recover your money, because you feel that you are not deserved to lose, so what happens thereafter is that you find yourself not rushing into taking trades. Okay, you find yourself rushing into taking trades prematurely, and that's what we are calling revenge trading. And of course, revenge trading, what it does is that you end up even losing more than you had already lost. So you need to come up with what I call the fight or flight response. Okay, so you need to understand that your brain sees losses as a threat. Okay, of course. That's how we are wired. That's how human beings we are wired. So we see these we see losses as a threat. Okay, because of course it's a threat to our capital, right? It's a threat to our capital, and also a threat to our progress in terms of maybe our trading goals. So what happens now once the brain sees this as a threat? What happens is that there is panic. So you start panicking and you start making those panic decisions. Of course, those are impulsive decisions, and these are decisions that are not really the right decision that you should make as a trader, and therefore, this panic decision again they end up even destroying you more, because you'll end up losing even more trades, all right, or even losing more capital. So, what you need is a system to be able to calm your nervous system. Okay, what you need is a system that will be able to calm down your nervous system, and this is what I am going to discuss about. So, maybe probably, I don't know whether you have ever asked yourself why traders spiral mentally. Okay, so number one thing why traders spiral mentally, because you have to understand this so that you can be able to build a system. All right. So why traders spiral mentally? It's being obsessive to chart watching, right? That all the time you are watching the charts. Okay, so you're not sleeping. All right, so Asian session you're active, London session you're active, New York session you're active, all through, meaning that 24/5 you are active. All right, or that obsessive look of the chart. Or of course, there is this old adage that says too much of everything is dangerous. Okay, too much of everything is dangerous. Okay, so you need to plan your time well. You need to plan your time accordingly, so that probably you don't have that instance whereby you find yourself being so much obsessive. So you have to plan your time well. Apart from trading, there is a life that you need to live as well. Okay, that is what we call work-life balance. Okay, so and also another thing why traders mind mentally. I mean, why traders spiral mentally. You find is when you try to make it back fast. That is when you make these losses, when you have some losses, those are streak of losing trades, and you want to make it back, you want to recover very fast. So what happens, like I said, you end up making panic decisions or impulsive decision, which end up even destroying you more, which end up even into more losing trades. Okay, so then now you start seeing self blame. All right. You start blaming yourself, and the moment now you start blaming yourself, it replaces the objective review that initially you had as a trader. Okay, because you had an objective when you're taking this trade, you had an objective, but the moment now you start self-doubting yourself, then you're taking away the objective and now you start blaming yourself. Okay, so and now you will react. All right, you react to the market impulsively, which might even lead to more losses. Okay, so once you have this, how do you now build a system? The first thing you need to do is you need to take a break. The moment you have losing streaks, you need to take a break. All right. So and when you talk about taking a break, you can be able to take that is you can step away from the charts so that you can be able to reset. Your perspective. Okay, so you can take like one day, you can take like 2 days, you can take like 3 days. I would recommend as much time as possible, but again, not more than, don't exaggerate. Okay, maybe 2 3 days, so that you can be able to reset yourself, to refocus yourself, right? So that you can be able to check what is really going wrong. The reason why you're having this losing streak, because there has to be a reason. Maybe probably there is something you're not doing right. Okay, so you need to refocus, you need to reset yourself. So maybe you can say, no, trading for 24 hours, maybe probably 48 hours, or maybe 42 hours. And this will help you to have mental clarity, because you will be mentally, you will be analyzing maybe probably what went wrong, all right? And once you get to understand what really went wrong, basically that's what we are calling the mental clarity, that your mind now is more clear, it's more focused, and it's more aligned in terms of your trading, okay? So also remember, because of being obsessive into the charts, burnout is real, okay? And the moment you have burnout, this means even more bad trades for you, because how the body is wired, of course, if you have burnout, then this obstructs even our thinking capabilities, all right? And we might be able to make wrong decisions. And wrong decisions in the financial market means bad trades. And bad trades is equals to even more losses. So stepping away from the charts for some time is very important, okay? So the second thing you need to do is to reframe losses as data, right? What do I mean by reframing losses as data? So you need to tell yourself, or to understand, that losses, these are fees we pay for tuition, or it's a tuition fee, all right? Not really failure, okay? Because the moment you make those losses, what really matters is that now you'll want to understand if you are more passionate about excelling in trading. The moment you have these losing trades, you don't regard them as failure, but you want to study them even more seriously, to study them, to evaluate them, so that you can be able to identify where the mistake is. And the moment you get to identify where the mistake is, honestly, you'll like have solved 90% of that particular problem, okay? You'll have solved 90% of that particular problem, because the remaining 10% of that problem is now you implementing the actions that are needed to be able to pull out of that, out of those mistakes. So you need to ask yourself, what did this losing trade teach me, or what did I learn from this losing trade? That a question that you need to ask yourself, and you need to answer yourself honestly, because if you don't become honest to yourself, then you're doing yourself a lot of injustice, okay? And you are hindering your success in the financial markets, okay? So every losing streak, of course, it has a pattern. So you want to analyze really keenly your trading behavior. And the reason why I can't overemphasize on journaling, okay? Again, there is a video I did about journaling. You can pause and learn how to journal trades, all right? So once you journal those traits, you'll be able to, when you study that journal, you'll be able to see a particular pattern of losing, right? A losing pattern. Like for instance, when I studied my journal, I came to realize that when I have like 5 to 7 wins, 90% the next trade will be a losing trade. When I have 5 to 7 consecutive wins, 90% the next trade that I will take will be a losing trade. Okay, so the moment you understand these patterns, then you are able to safeguard yourself accordingly. If I have 5 winning streaks, then I need to take some few breaks. I need to step aside, maybe a day, and then now come back again when I'm so much focused. Why? Because you realize when you have that kind of a winning streak, a 5 to 7 trades winning streak, we are human beings. What comes into our minds is we start becoming overconfident, and overconfident leads us to even it's a big mistake psychologically, because you might higher chances that you will ignore part of your trading plan, or your trading strategy. Some of the rules are written down for your trading strategy, because now you feel like you are the gods in quote of the market, like you are the one controlling the market. We have seen these. I believe you can be able to relate with these, my dear ones. So then now, once you understand that, you need to take some steps that can be able to, so that you can be able to reset emotionally, okay? So, and what are these steps to be able to reset emotionally? That is, it begins by acknowledging emotions without judgment. Don't judge yourself. All right. Don't start judging yourself. Don't start doubting yourself because you have had 2, 3, or 4 consecutive losing streak. No, never judge yourself. The moment you start judging yourself, then you're even adding more salt into an wound. You're adding more insult into an injury, right? So after that, you need to now start to reset yourself, all right? And there are 2 types of resets which are very important here. So you need to reset yourself physically, and this is where by now you can be able to go to the gym, have some exercises, walk around, interact with the nature, all right, Mother Nature, go maybe probably to walking. How do I call it? Maybe a nature walk. I mean, all right. Go probably see the rivers flow, right? That kind of thing. Exercise. You can take some sleep as well, all right. So that is basically helping you to reset physically, okay? Because physically means that maybe probably you are exhausted, you have the burnout. Then there is the emotional reset or the mental reset. Actually, that's the best word, the mental reset, which is very significant. What does the mental, what things that help us to reset mentally? For instance, meditation, all right? So if you meditate, take some time to meditate, take some time to journal, take some time also to do affirmations. I've always insisted on affirmations because I do them myself. Breathe in, breathe out, all right? These are things that will help you to reset mentally. So if you're not mentally reset, if you're not physically reset, then you might not be in a better position to be able to trade, all right? And maybe probably to trade successfully, okay? Not only to trade. Our goal is not to trade, but our goal is to trade successfully, all right? So then it's always a good now that I talked about journaling. It's good to journal also emotional journaling for emotional recovery. And what does that mean, journaling for emotional recovery? This is whereby you write down the things that triggered your poor decisions, right? So I said you need to be truthful to yourself. So when you're journaling those trades, you're not only journaling the entry price, the exit price, maybe the number of pips that you made, the number of dollars that you made, but you're also journaling your emotions. That is actually what I regard the best part of journaling, or the key part of journaling, where you want to write down your emotional triggers. When the trade was running, how did you feel emotionally? Were you probably fearful? Were you greedy? Did you want to close the trade at some point? All right. Did you fear the trade coming to your stop loss? How did you feel? These are the kind of things that you need to identify. And you have to be really truthful to yourself here, because the moment you don't identify these things, then you are hiding yourself from being a successful trader. Okay. So also you need to note what rules you broke, right? If probably there are some rules you did not follow that led to the streak of losses, you losing, you have to note those rules down, because once you note them down, then you'll be more cautious in terms of avoiding them next time. Remember, whatever is not written down is vapor. Okay, whatever is not written down is vapor. So don't tell yourself that I know I broke this, so I'm gonna be cautious next time. No, write it down, and before you take the next trade, just scroll again, see that, and confirm that when you're taking this trade, that indeed you're not repeating that similar mistake. Okay, so which is very important for you as a trader here, right? It's very important for you as a trader. Okay, so then you need now, after you write down your emotional triggers that led to poor decisions, the rules that you broke, then you need to write down the actions that you'll do differently next time, or the actions that you'll take so that you can be able to avoid those mistakes, or what you'll do different next time that you take a trade. Okay, and writing them down is one thing, and implementing them is another thing. So make sure, even as you write them down, the things that you're going to do differently, how you're going to rectify those mistakes. So the actions that you're going to put them down, make sure that you follow them. All right, make sure that you follow them, because like I said, writing down is one thing, following them is another thing. And following them, actually, that's where the big test comes into. All right, so then it's also good, the other thing that you can do, it's also good to talk to a mentor. Always have a mentor or an accountability trading partner. In the financial market, this is important, because you find that now with the ability, with an internet, phone, desktop, you can be able to trade, engage in the financial market even from your bedroom. And sometimes you can become a lone ranger or very lonely, and you don't have maybe probably a community. So number one, having a mentor, right, will help you so much in terms of your trading. Okay, so you need to have a mentor. Look for someone who can be able to guide you, right? Don't just opt in YouTube channels learning 1, 2, 3 things. Again, I did a very powerful video on Power One, and Power One basically means what I was emphasizing there means one strategy, one asset, one mentor, right? Do that for 90 days before you start opening into another particular strategy or another asset. And this will help you now to master that strategy, to master that asset, to master what this mentor really teaches about. Okay, it is very, very important. Accountability partner, this is someone you trade with, such that you are able to hold each other accountable. Okay, so in case you break the rules, this person is able to review your trades and hold you accountable for breaking those trading rules. Okay, so it's always good to share your trading log with someone, either a mentor, a trading partner, or maybe even in a trading community. And this will help you to get the feedback that you need. And from this feedback, now you can be able to improve your trading. All right, so it will help you to improve your trading. So you realize that irrespective of all this, what I might tell you, or what you might realize, is that you are not alone. If you're having these losing streaks, you're not alone. There are sometimes also when I have like 2, 3 losing streaks. So this is for everyone. It's not just for beginners, even experts, even professionals in this industry, they still have those losing streak. So don't die by yourself. Okay, so don't shy from sharing with someone that you had 3 losing streaks. Don't shy, because if you shy, then you are sleeping on your hood, and untreated hood basically continues to expand, and maybe probably it might become a bigger problem. So the earlier you speak yourself out, the better you get the solution. Okay, so after that, now you need to create a bounce back plan. Okay, so and how do you bounce back now after you have identified all those things? So bouncing back, I would emphasize, you define, you break those steps into small steps. Okay, you break those steps into small steps. For instance, you can bounce back or come back through paper trading. So whereby you want to trade in your demonstration account, maybe for day or two, right? And maybe probably doing only one setup at a time. Okay, so this is if you are the kind of person who looks at maybe probably more than one asset, right? More than one asset. So you can decide to take one trade at a time. Okay, so then you need to set process goal and not profit target. So the best thing that I've always emphasized is that in trading, if you find yourself setting your targets in terms of profits, how many dollars are you making? Then this might be problematic, because it might lead to greed. So instead, set process goals. So how do you want to see yourself, maybe probably in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year? And you focus on the process. Okay, so the moment you focus on the process and you master the process, then the profit, the dollar values will always attract themselves. Okay, so and as you come back, once you do all these things, you realize that now you'll have a clear, calm mind. Okay, so if you feel at some point you still don't have a clear, calm mind, then take some more time, review the process again, right? The things that we have discussed, review them again until you feel you have a very calm, clear mind that is ready now to engage again in the financial markets. All right. So I believe this was quite informative. You've been able to relate with 1 or 2 things that will help you improve your trading. And you can like, subscribe. That is, if you're interested in learning about emotional control, or make sure that you also comment in the video in case you have anything that you want me to discuss that really disturbs you emotionally in relation to what I've just talked about, or any other thing that really disturbs you emotionally and you feel that you want to really learn that thing. So you can comment it in the chat, in the comment section, and I'll be able to answer you. So thank you so much. Until next time, take care. Have a lovely week ahead. Week full of blues, right? And see you at the top.